I need better lighting, don't I? Is this gonna... Okay, so it's recording. Welcome, everybody. I don't want to do some false advertising. Welcome, everybody. It's me, my salt. You're going to see why I've got my salt, because it's always the topic from Mr. Tunde Ajayi. So, yeah. I wanted more light on my face. It's not close enough, the phone light. And this doesn't give you that great light, but I guess I can change it in post or something, I guess. I'm a bit new to this. I'm not on mute. No, I'm not. So, got recording. Where are you, T? Come in. No, we don't want to share. I don't like when it does all of this shit. Let's go back to the screen, mate. We don't want to share any of that. We want... Do we want the chat? Bitch, I'm a thought. Give me lit. Ay. 1 in 8. Technically. Baby. Baby, don't trip. Just lower your tone. You can get it. Right, I just hope that T is in the building. In the building. Maybe I'll just pause it. 1 sec. Pause.
There's no interruption now.
No interruptions! We are back in the fucking building.
Come on.
Boxology with Shan. Some unnamed salt. That matches.
Yeah, we're not even calling the name now because we got to pay for that. We want money for that.
Yeah, we won't say the name for it, but this gentleman has definitely got a name. It's Tunde Ajayi.
Dream it, believe it, become it. And that's what we need to know. Bro, listen, thoughts, feelings, then action.
Exactly.
Thoughts, feelings, action. All right, let me take up the glasses now. Come on.
You always have to enter with the glasses, then the glasses.
Yeah, then the glasses have to come off. Lock off. All right, so what's going on?
Right, so you know what we come to do is the post-analytics of yesterday's fight with, obviously, Gamboa, Haney Gamboa.
Yes.
There's I don't know, there's a lot to unpack, but is there a lot to unpack? Like, who wants to start?
I want to hear your breakdown first and what your take is on the fight, because I must admit my initial thoughts is not the same as my post thoughts, and this is what I was saying on me and Spencer's podcast.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, that David Haye and Derek Chisora should have taken time to digest everything and then responded. You know, just the Monday after being in the gym, they had no business being there and talking about a next fight. So we're not even fighting. We're just sitting and observing. And I'm saying within 24 hours of that fight till now, I've changed my initial thoughts. So, you know, thinking and talking is very, very important. But anyway, let's see what.
That's what they say when you have when they say when you have an argument with someone, like take 24 hours before like really duly responding again.
Yes, that's it. I don't do that though. Bro, you arguing with me, you're getting it straight.
block.
You block, and then we think about the consequences. You can DM me on someone else's page, and then we might think about it and talk about it. But yeah. Anyway, come on. Let's see. I want to hear what.
Okay. So when we went live yesterday, I heard your initial prediction, and I went with a prediction of hoping that it wasn't going to go to points because it would be a dead thing if it went to points, and that Haney, with all the talked upness, he is supposed to duppy in the first 4 or 5 rounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened was exactly what we were scared of what was going to happen. Went to points. It's shown me that Haney's not on levels, you know. Teofimo will bang him over. Bank will bang him over.
Oh, wow.
Garcia will bang him over. Like, listen, like, Tank has already desecrated Gamboa.
Okay.
Gamboa's 38, 39 years old. Haney is 21. You're supposed to have never gone to 12 rounds to points, my guy, with that. Gamboa was in an appalling state. Fucking appalling. He was limping. His legs were gone. Ducking.
I noticed that from the second round. He done a little move, and I said, yeah, he's not stable on his legs. I did notice that, but go on, carry on.
Not stable on his legs. Let's have a look. He needs to retire. One word for him: retire.
Bro, you'll be a serious coach, you know. You just go to the gym and tell your fighter, nah, you know what, fam, it's done. Just pack up your bags and retire.
Yeah, retire. And for you, you know, retire. Yeah, man needs to retire. He needs to. So, what other point is that I had was, look at my. If you see my notes, it says no legs, abysmal.
Abysmal.
Oh yeah, abysmal. The holding. Because he barely threw any punch. Like, I gave it 118 to 108. First 6 rounds straight to Haney.
Yes.
No, no. Sorry, let me rewind that back. First 5 rounds I gave straight to Haney, yeah? The 6th round I gave him a draw. Because he Gamboa opened up a bit. He decided to wake up a little bit. It's like he got to that halfway mark and thought, let me try for a little two hands. But anyway, that was near enough. The two rounds, two rounds drawed. I kind of got to, and that was it. But anyway, 180, 108. Okay. So also the holding. He was weak, fam. He was weak. He was injured. He had no right to be in that ring. No right to be in that ring. And yeah, he couldn't get it. See, with Haney, his counter punching, that's his strong point. His counters is his strong point. So every time that my man tried to get on the inside, because remember, Haney's got a longer reach. So he could just keep him at bay. He could keep him at bay, bam, jab, boom. You get me? Like, he kept him at bay. But I didn't fancy watching Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua Part 2 with a 21.
Yeah, I get it.
You get me?
I get it.
It was technically, I get it, Haney. I get it.
So can I ask you a question? Do you think technically Devin Haney was sound?
Was he sound?
Yeah, sound in his technique.
He wasn't like off the Richter, but he wasn't down in the pits. It was just like, for that fight, I don't know, it's not a good enough gauge for me. For that fight, his techers looked like it was better than it was because that Gamboa was so poor. But I just think overhyped. He's going to be out of the 4 people that we've talked about, that we've listed, that's in his weight class. Tank, Garcia, and Teofimo.
Yeah.
Haney's at the bottom.
And Lomachenko, let's not forget. Lomachenko's still there.
And Loma.
He's still there, yeah. So
Haney's at the bottom.
Okay. Interesting. That's some good points there. Good points. You want to hear my take now?
Yeah, please.
The one and only master genius, Tunde Ajayi. Let me just tell you what's going on. Before I start, anyway, my initial response to that fight was, I want my refund from crack streams.
But, so do I.
I want my refund from the pirate internet stream company that I didn't pay for, but I want money for watching it. For my eyes going on that thing, I want a refund. Yeah.
1 million.
But and so I was like, bro, I was phoning Spence. I was like, bro, this is shit. That's sorry for my French.
No, it doesn't
but
matter.
then, see, but I'm like that. I'm very analytical after the event.
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason why I'm now changing my first thoughts of that was rubbish to that was a very good performance is this. I'll tell you why. That's why they call me the facts man. See, when I just broke it down to them, Eubank say won no. When I broke it down to them, Eubank say won no British title. Nad never won no British title.
I saw that.
Bruv, I can show them I'm a facts man, so don't mess about. So let me tell you why that was actually a good performance by Devin at this stage of his career. Mm-hmm. Right. Gamboa is a free weight world champion of 38 years old. Mm-hmm. He's been stopped 3 times by arguably the number 1 pound for pound fighter today, Terence Crawford. That was his first loss. Mm-hmm. Terence Crawford is such a bigger man than Gamboa. Mm-hmm. Remember, Gamboa is not only a free weight world champion, but an Olympic gold medalist. Yeah. But he was an Olympic gold medalist at flyweight. Yeah. So that's why he looks so small compared to all these brothers. So when he done eat his what they call them Mexican food. I don't know what they call it.
He said he found it hard. He said he found it hard to make weight. He did.
No, but that's because he's eating what they call it, nachos or chacos or whatever. Yeah, he's eating better that stuff. Because he's naturally a flyweight. So he's a small guy that had tremendous power at the lower weights. But as soon as he either naturally grew or started to eat the wrong foods and not train properly, he was finding himself against bigger guys. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he was a free weight world champion. He, after beating Gamboa, now I'm talking about, Gamboa after beating Salido for the WBA and IBF unified world titles. Okay. Remember, Salido still went on to beat Lomachenko. Yeah. So this is facts what I'm saying here. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So Gamboa ain't a joke. I know, but wait. Let me tell you the facts. Terence Crawford beat Gamboa at the age of 26. Who was 26? Old. Yeah, Terence Crawford beat Gamboa when Terence Crawford was 26 years old. Okay, got you. Tank Davis beat Gamboa at the age of 26. Devin Haney is 21 years old, already a world champion, a WBC world champion. Yep, he is. Went from beating an 11-0 guy in his first matchroom, and then a 12-0 guy in his second matchroom, and took a massive step up from beating someone who's 12-0 nondescript to a free world champion in Gamboa. A free failing world champion. No, listen. Forget about the fact that he's failing or he's 38 years old, because we already see what 40-year-old man's doing out here, knocking out Dylan White. He ain't one of them. But wait, man. Wait, what I'm saying. We've already seen what Bernard Hopkins has done, what all these fighters have done, Floyd Mayweather's done in their 40s. So the age factor really is nondescript. Gamboa is still a dangerous fighter for Devin Haney at this stage of Devin Haney's development. Now, in 5 years' time, Devin Haney is going to be 100 times better than he was last night. Not only that, he outboxed Gamboa every round. Yeah, we know. With boxing skills. You see what I'm saying? So I'm putting everything into perspective. Because one thing I used to do early days as a trainer, I used to watch man on TV and say, "Man, you're shit, man. They're shit." Then a couple of years later, that same brother that I thought was shit dedicated himself and just became a great fighter. So we are too quick, I feel like sometimes, to judge fighters at an early stage of his career. You're shaking your head. But I'm saying in 5 years' time, can you imagine how good Devon could potentially be? But even...
I think of all of this predicted potential.
No. But I'm saying potential. But yeah, and now he's
that
just gonna be
dead.
No, man, listen, Shan.
In 5 years when I rewatch it, it's still dead.
The fight may have been dead, but he is 5 years younger than Terence Crawford was, than Tank Davis was when he fought. Than Lomachenko was. I think he was even older than that, Lomachenko, when he fought Gamboa. But the point is that we can't be so quick and critical to judge Devon when he outboxed him 12 rounds to 0.
You should do.
No, and taking such... Well, you say that he's supposed to.
All of the hype, you're supposed to.
But that's part of it.
Huh?
That's part of it. That's part of the game. The hype is part of the game. The hype is part of the game.
Man is super gassed up. You're supposed to be Sonic and that one Tails, and then you knock out all the rings. Yeah, you're supposed to.
No. Let me say something. That's why I asked you the question. How do you think his technique was? Me personally, his technique wasn't good.
You know it.
Yeah, me personally as a trainer, his technique wasn't good. He was closing his eyes when shots. This is deep study now. This is what I look for as a trainer. Mm-hmm. He was closing his eyes when shots was coming to him. Mm-hmm. He didn't really have the confidence to do the shoulder roll and catch him, although he did catch him with a few shoulders and a right uppercut at a few spurts. But it wasn't done with confidence. But what I was pleased about is that a 21-year-old boy at this stage of his career has the nuts and guts to do that to a seasoned fighter, whether Sham feels and I feel that this was a faded champion. And that's why I have to say that was a good performance by Devon. Yeah, it was a good performance. And you're going to mark my words, because Devon's in the gym. Devon ain't going nowhere. And I said it to Spencer. I've been saying to Spencer from the get-go, the words that come out of Devon's mouth, I can't believe them, because I've been with them, because I've been around them, because I was training them, because their dad asked me to be his first trainer. I can't take Devon serious. Every time I see him talking, I just like, bruv, you know he's got his wide nose and his white teeth.
Blood clot.
Bruv, I thought mine was white, but he's on the next level. He's in some vacuum business.
He's a contour.
But I can't take him serious. But that's because he's so young. And we have to remember this. He's so young. Now, Ryan Garcia is also young and taking a massive step up. He's going up against someone who ain't shot. You know, Luke Campbell ain't no shot fighter. So I'm going to be very interested to see, because many people are thinking Luke Campbell's going to beat Garcia.
Well, we went the other way, didn't we?
I can't personally see that. I just can't see it. But
never know that.
You can't put Gamboa and Luke Campbell in the same category, because Luke Campbell is a live fighter. So we'll see about that. But we're talking about Devon Haney, and I just feel that if you look at the stats, because numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie, regardless of what my personal thought is and your personal thought is. The numbers just don't lie. You know this because you know the thing already. So Gamboa, freeweight world champion, albeit interim at super feather and lightweight, but still a world champion, going up against a young man, 21 years old, already a world champion, you know, making a step up from an 11-0 fighter and a 12-0 fighter to fighting someone who's 30-3, who's only really been beat by the best. And you can't really say, because if he was that shot, other prospects would have taken him on. He's still a dangerous guy. It's just that Devon had enough at this stage of his career to beat Gamboa. And I feel that because of the hype, what you're talking about, we was expecting, remember, I knew it was going to go points, but I said, nah, Devon's got to knock him out in 3 rounds. I knew it was going to go points. Because Devon can't punch. Devon can't punch. It's just a fact.
I saw it. That's one of my notes. I said, like, minimal power.
Yes.
minimal
But at this
power.
stage though, Shan, he's got minimal power at this stage. He could well with the right coaching, but this is what I'm saying. Remember, I had Mike McCallum, the great body snatcher, Mike McCallum, on my show, who was previously training Devon. Now, that is a man, in my opinion, I mean, there's obviously the reasons why they never kept Mike in the camp, but Devon, in my opinion, would have done well with Mike McCallum, just because of the experience and the knowledge. Now, he's got Mickey Bay in there as his trainer, and I'm just being honest, Mickey Bay's not proven. Yeah, he was a world lightweight champion, but come on, man. Mickey Bay don't have the experience as a trainer. He's been around the greats. He was around Emmanuel Stewart and all that. But just because you've been to the football match, don't mean you can play football. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So I don't. But listen, it's all subjective. The fact is Devon got the W, which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
But
it was impressive. It's for me.
Yeah, it was dead and it was boring. No doubt about it.
I swear to you, I felt like I was watching Andy Ruiz and Joshua too.
No, bro, don't be surprised if the Zone give him back his contract after that fight. Don't be surprised. Because remember, he's got a co-promotion with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Eddie Hearn don't ramp to drop brothers. So, but I just think that if Eddie Hearn, is clever, he will be a bit patient with Dev. Because Devon is in the gym every day, and I still believe that he's got a lot more to give. He's gonna mature, he's gonna get older, he's gonna get better. He's gonna get better, and already on his career.
I'm not writing him off, yeah.
Yes.
I'm not writing him off, but on a temporary thing, he's a write-off at the minute.
All right, we'll give him a write-off. So boom. So Devon done the job. He got the W. Lady Shan ain't that happy with the performance.
I'm not that tough. I'm not that.
I wasn't happy with the performance. I thought it was a dead ball.
Yeah. I get your points though. I do.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say, because that's how boxing is.
Yeah.
That's how boxing is. And because he's so young, we got to pay all those things into consideration. We've got to take all those things into consideration.
Definitely. But what I do think, Gamboa's chin, amazing, because he wasn't really known for such a good chin. And he did get caught with a couple of fucking amazing.
It ain't that.
And he didn't go down.
No, it ain't that. It's because Devon can't crack properly. He ain't got this is what I'm trying to say. He can't.
There was some amazing shots.
But what you said? Well, you're saying amazing. But he was
not amazing. But like when
was just clean.
Not amazing because I said the benchmark is there, and I've got him down as a minimal power puncher.
Yeah. They were amazing. They were just clean shots.
A couple good ones out of the bag that should have rumbled a previously known quite a weaker chinned Gamboa to certain aspects. That should have, some of them shots should have rumbled him. Couple rumbled, but not rumbled. I was
I don't think it was that. I just think that Devon don't crack hard enough to command the respect from those seasoned guys.
So should we have expected a knockout then? What the fuck was we predicting then? Why the fuck did we say what we said?
That was you. I already said, I've been telling Spencer all day long that fight was going points. Spencer said it on, the fight is right. But I just wanted to...
Spencer said about the 9th, 10th round.
No, Spencer said unanimous decision. He did. He got his spot on.
He said 9th, 10th round.
Shan, I'm going to send you the video after. He said unanimous decision. No, you must have been wishing a different clip. But he did say unanimous decision. And I said round 3. Yeah. I said round 3. Not because I really thought he was going to do it in round 3, but just because I just wanted to give her a bit of balance. No, I wanted to give her a bit of balance. You got to get...
That's what you said. You wanted to do the opposite, kind of like.
Yeah. That's all. That's the only reason but I knew the fight was going points because Devon, as I said, he hasn't developed. I wouldn't even say the power because he's got power. He's very, very strong, but he don't have the technique yet to deliver the punch. Remember, Tommy Hearns couldn't punch. Yeah. Then Emmanuel Stewart turned him into a puncher with technique. It's a power puncher. So if Devon gets the right tutelage, And
Yeah.
he might have the right tutelage already. It's just that he's young. You can't feed a baby steak and expect it to digest properly.
If you're Mike Tyson, you can.
Yeah. If you're AY, you can as well. But as another situation.
Exactly.
Trust me.
There's always exceptions. What did you? So round for round, how many rounds did you give Gamboa, if any?
One. I gave him 1 round.
Was it
one round? I think that was 6 or 7. It was midway. He had a good round. I can't remember. I think it might have been 6. The fight was so boring. The fight was so boring that I've already forgotten about it. Those type of fights, I don't want to remember the round. I would have cancelled the whole fight.
Because I wrote it down.
Yeah, so I did give him a round when I was consciously awake, because I fell asleep bare times in that fight.
My crackling fucked up at around like 10. But I was still out the game. I still just gave Haney both the 2 rounds.
I heard. I didn't really like Gervonta Davis. He was cussing. Did you see that Gervonta Davis trainer?
No.
You know, he was cussing, saying, Gamboa's not even shape. He's not even shape. He didn't even train for this fight. Bruv. The only reason, he said, if people really knew the reason why Tank went 12 rounds with him, and I was like, fam, we don't need to hear that. Bruv, Devon has just done his thing. He's 21 years old. I don't get it. Man, just out there hate.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good coming from you, mate.
Yeah, we don't need to hear that. We don't need to hear that.
You're not critiquing. It's just
being congratulations, Devon Haney and Bill Haney, because he's a man that's done it on his own, done it his own way, brought his whole family into the thing.
Yeah.
The whole family, is Devon Haney Promotions, Bill Haney Promotions.
Yeah.
And they're living their truth. Yeah. And well done, and we see what the future holds. But it's very exciting.
I liked listening to him when they, when Haney returned to the corner. I like listening to his dad.
Yeah, because it's some G business.
Huh?
It's some gangster business in the corner.
Yeah, he was like some motherfucking villain, the fucking villain.
Yeah.
And then the commentator was like, sorry for the language.
Yeah.
I was like, shut the fucking mouth.
Yeah, but he's real. Yeah. Bill is a real one. He's he don't hide that nothing. And at the end of the day, I know we can all say he should have a proper trainer in there, but it's his son at the end of the day. He wants to,
don't fix it.
Yeah, and he wants to share in the success of his son. But I'm telling you something, if I'm training in, I'm in the corner. I don't business if it's your dad or your mum. Mm-hmm. If I'm doing the work, I'm in the corner. I don't business. Otherwise, find another trainer.
Yeah.
But there are trainers out there that will sell themselves out and just take the money and not take the credit. And I ain't one of them. I want my credit for what I do. So Mickey Bay just in there, on the side.
Oh, sorry.
Bro, I never heard nothing.
Sorry.
But yeah, come on. How long we been on now? We've been on for a little. How long we been on? There's a clock.
Where's the clock?
Anyway, don't worry about that. I know we've got 40. But what the other fights, the two, there was a heavyweight fight.
Let me say something. That I did notice that Gamboa's defense was fucking appalling. He don't have defense. There was this, hands was down. And this what made it even, hands was, do you think he could have gone in and this is what I'm saying, with man like Tank that he's 24, imagine Tank fighting him yesterday with that defense.
But the thing is that if you know Gamboa, when he was a flyweight, and even though he was a featherweight, and when he first turned pro, he had so much arrogance.
Yeah.
This is the thing about amateurs and professionals. You can get away with that nonsense with the head guard on and doing all that.
What? I'm having my hands down.
Yeah, and all that tippy tappy business. You can do that, but man will counter your ass in professional boxing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he tried with Terence Crawford, because he was getting away with it at a certain level. But when you step up to the level, your defense has to be on point. And he's never had a defense. He's been allowed to have that style his whole career.
Horrible.
And so it's too late, will it? if he was training with Tunde Ajayi, it wouldn't be too late.
Come
Because
on.
I would have
Where's
fixed
the
that.
stamina water? It no,
Oh, what was stuff? Hey, yeah, man.
it.
Come on,
If
stamina
he
water
was
all
drinking
day.
gallons of this, he'd be all right.
Yeah.
Stamina water.
If he was drinking stamina water, he would have been all right. But
everything would have been up.
yeah, come on. This is a children's show, love. but listen, if he was taught properly, in the sense that he wasn't allowed to get away with having those hands low, he probably would have fulfilled his dream. But there's a lot of facets to being a great champion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Defense, attack, you understand? Evasion, living the right life outside the gym. You know, eating the right foods, keeping the discipline, always being in the gym. All these things contribute to making a great fighter. And what happens? Say again?
What happened to his leg?
It's like, well, listen, I told you, he was doing that pushing trucks down the road training, them nonsense kind of training, and all of that. And you know, with age, and this is what I always say, a lot of fighters have got away from the grassroots boxing training.
Yeah.
Now you got all this jumping jack flash trainers putting gas mask on man.
Goldberg, yeah.
You understand? Putting gas mask on man's mouth and all of that.
Yeah.
Bro, Jack Johnson never had them things there. Sugar Ray Robinson never had them things there. Them man, they just get up in the morning, run their 5 miles, eat steak and potatoes, and go to the gym.
Yeah.
And that's how I train.
Yeah.
That's how I train my fighters.
Yeah.
And if you do that consistently enough, you're gonna be a good fighter. Obviously, fighting 12 rounds is, you can't just fight 12 rounds. You have to learn how to relax over 12 rounds over a period of time.
Just like basically having keeping your energy in and letting bit by bit out. So
yes.
Like the whole 12. That's what it's like in music. When you sing and with your diaphragm, if you have to do like a long note, so basically you snatch the breath in, and then once you push it out, you have to control how the intensity of how that you're going to push it out, so you can last how long, and then vibrato at the end of the note.
Yeah, you see, so no, that's serious. That's serious. That's a serious explanation because that's exactly how it is in boxing.
Yeah.
You know, you have to learn how to do the rounds, learn how to pace yourself, learn when to let go, relax, you know, steal around. All of those things make up being a good fighter. But with Gamboa, remember, one of the main things, which is the downfall of many fighters, is that when success comes, you lose your discipline. That's the main thing.
And
that's the main thing.
We keep mentioning him. Ruiz is a bigger picture of that.
It's even worse if you ain't got it before the fame come. You understand? Ruiz was a fat git all the time. You understand? Sorry, I shouldn't say fat git. It's not politically correct. But I'm not into politics and I'm not a politician. So I don't give a shit.
We know business. Yeah, he was a fat git. He was a fat git. For an athlete, if you're a fat git and you're not an athlete, we'll allow you. But you can't be an athlete and a fat git. It
don't make sense. But you know, so there's a lot, and you know, as I say, and as we said yesterday, Vegas is mad. The distractions in Vegas is on a next level. You got a lot of what they call them
you got hookers.
I'm trying to. There's a name what every hooker calls herself in Vegas. But I think it's like Pink Lady.
They're all
oh, bro, I wish Spencer was on this. Because, bro, me and Spencer was in the casino. Bro, what's your name? Yeah, Pink Lady. Bro, couple tables down the road. What's your name? Pink Lady. I'm like, bloody how many Pink Ladies are in this thing here?
They ain't not really, like, they're not really that original, are they?
No, everyone's that. You know what? Because so many girls come from out of state to come Vegas.
Yeah.
You understand? So, bro, they're all using the same alias as Peep and Man's Peas.
Pink Lady.
Yeah, so all of that.
He's probably met a load of Pink Ladies.
100%. But remember, very early in his career when he went Vegas, next thing he's pushing Rolls Royce. He's coming outside Flores gym in a Rolls Royce. Yeah, and I'm saying, fam, well, I don't, even if you bought that on the HP,
Doesn't matter.
That's money coming out your account.
In Cuba, you can't go past the fucking B-Reg. Old school.
Yeah, that's how I say. So that's big money. So again, all expenses. And then when you're living in Las Vegas, staying in a, you know, because everybody tries to impress everyone.
Yeah.
So this is why so many fighters fell when they moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Because it is such a big distraction.
Yeah.
But we don't really know. I don't really know what happened to Gamboa. It may just be that he just wasn't good enough. He didn't have the discipline to be that legendary champion. Say again?
Time now, isn't it? Do you reckon he should?
Yeah. I think so. Because he ain't gonna beat no. You know, and as we said, with that injury, with that leg movement, he ain't going nowhere. You understand? Imagine that was Ryan Garcia in there last night. He would have clapped him with some fast combinations he wouldn't even see. So, you know, but I like the way Devon, you know, in retrospect, Devon boxed a sensible fight. He used his jab and he kept it long.
Yeah.
He didn't really want to engage. He didn't really want to engage, which, believe it or not, is not a bad thing. Because if you want to last,
get closer and engage and forget the reach. Devon started to just forget keeping him long. In the end, he sussed it like, fuck it, I can fuck him up a bit more at a closer range. But still, you could be careful because Gamboa did give him a couple little two tumps when he got in.
Absolutely. But the point is that he don't want to take punches. And I keep telling man.
That's what he said. And that's what he doesn't want to.
And I keep telling man.
I rate that.
Yeah, trust me, because that's how you last long in the sport of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
If the less punishment you take, the longer you last.
Exactly.
So, you know, listen, he's going about it the right way. He's only going to develop if he keeps training. So, so that's boom.
Big up the little party, whatever. Big him up, whatever. But I just want to see him against the other geezers now.
We ain't going to see them fights for a long time. We ain't going to. And you know what? Everything's timing in the sport. And thank God Devon didn't fight Lemachenko, because he would have got broke up if he fought Lemachenko at this stage. You know, you've got to develop. You have to give a fighter has to give himself time to develop.
Yeah.
Otherwise, one defeat can ruin you.
Ruin your whole little fucking pattern, innit? Yeah,
so I think Devon's going the right way. You know, nice matchmaking. Because remember, once you're up there, you can't go back.
No.
Once you're up there, you can't go back. So he's
up,
only young.
Down, or you plateau.
Yeah, I think Devon's 22 this month.
Mm-hmm.
So he's young. He's still young. He's still young.
Maybe sometimes in this current climate, I just maybe put too much on like young boxers. And because you know what? Because Haney comes across, because he's been groomed to be so mature, he comes across older than 21. Like when he does like his post-fight interviews and his fight interviews, he ain't really got a great, massively bubbly personality. It's a bit dry, isn't it? It's a bit.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's manufactured. It's not real. It's not the realness. Like if you look at Tiafimo, he cracks bare jokes. He's just like a normal young kid. He's just busting jokes, telling man, bruv, what did he say? He said something about Deontay Wilder the other day. He's a bitch. He's a bitch, man. He said, bruv.
You need to suck it up and stop being such a bitch.
Yeah. That's how a man feels, and you can tell the realness in him. But with Devon, because he's been groomed, a lot of it is, you know, he sounds manufactured, but that's no problem. He's young. He will develop into his own, you know, his own man later.
He don't even like girls 21 and 20 and 19.
No.
He likes 30-year-olds.
Yeah, like Devon, believe me, because I've been around him, Devon is disciplined. He's disciplined. He has been groomed to do the right thing the right way. So if they just carry on, you know, listen, he's only 21. He's already a world champion. So let's not be too critical of the of his performance, because when you look at it on a nutshell,
it's my job to do the pros and cons.
Yeah. All right. So what about what's that boy's name?
Flores.
The Cuban boy.
Flores and Luis Ortiz.
Yes. What do you think about that fight?
Mate, that was 45 seconds.
Some joke.
I was busted up because the commentator was like, you know, after the fight was done and that, and it was like, Let's watch it back. We'll wait for the playback till they give us the playback so then we can talk about it. And he went, and then the other commentator was like, actually, we can watch the whole fight back. We don't we don't need to wait for that the highlighted bit. Let's just watch the whole
45
fight.
seconds.
I was dying. That actually gave me more joy than watching the last fight. But anyway,
yeah.
that was the humor. Now, so basically, people are calling. Some people are saying this was a dive job. When I heard about this before watching it, because I heard about this before seeing it, I was like, all right, that sounds wild, like how it's described, like how a man went down with that punch and it wasn't even. So I watched it, and I love the angles because I love it. The commentators were baffled, but it was one of them ones where they was like, they didn't want it looked like a dive. They knew it looked. They was like, well, let's try it from this angle, and maybe we can see. Oh, look, he caught him. Well, he got a left hook, and then he hit it with the right. But it was hilarious the way they was trying to like dissect this. But basically, from one angle, that he got a bicep. He got his Ortiz knocked him with the bicep.
What, he gave her a clothesline, WWE clothesline.
Yeah, so he got concussed. What he said, the fighter said, Flores said, he basically blacked out and it was all black. He couldn't see anything from he got the bicep.
The clothesline.
The WWE pattern. So I wanted to ask you, how true or how more likely is that something?
Well, I'm one of the few people. I don't believe man takes all these dives and business in boxing. I think that's in a movie. I actually don't believe it. I might be in a minority, but I don't believe that. What I do know, looking at the fight, is that the guy got a good body shot, a good right hook to the body from a strong man, Luis Ortiz, a Cuban. We don't even know how old Luis is. He's probably about 50. He's about 50, but they're trying to say he's 41. But he's about 50 because he was in the same. He was in the same camp with. He was sparring with Lennox Lewis. He was sparring with Lennox Lewis in their camp. So he's about 50. But regardless, he can still box. He can still box, and he's still a threat. Now, it was a good body shot. Now, if a man clap you with a clothesline in your eyes with his bicep, then I would say it may blur your vision for a little while, but you should just stand back up and start blinking your eyes or something. And I don't know if he done that. Did he do that?
No.
You know when it's all clapping your eyes and you just blinking. So if it was the clothesline, he should have done that. It was
I saw it. All the angles that they kept playing it at, I couldn't see what had happened. Literally, they replayed it. Then they caught it at this one angle, and I could kind of see it was a high velocity. It was a high velocity bicep. The bicep came before the body shot.
Okay.
But the way it was so quick, you would, and the angle that it was, you would have thought it was the body shot that took him down. But the body shot wasn't a body shot. He actually kind of missed. He skimmed the body. So this is why everyone was like, when it was slowed down, like, I want this. Like, that body shot couldn't have like put him down like that.
Wait, I'm watching it now as we speak.
It was the bicep.
Wait.
Bicep. People, it was the bicep. Remember I told you.
Hold on. Okay, so I clap him with a bicep. He did kind of reach for his eyes.
Yeah, he did.
He did kind of reach for his eyes, but
keep watching it. Do they keep replaying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're gonna show you.
But he sprawled out on the floor at first.
Like he had a body shot. Like it was a like he had.
But all right. So let's just look at the reasons why it could have been a fix, even though I don't believe it was a fix. With that victory, that now puts Ortiz number 3 in the WBC rankings and in line to fight Tyson Fury. Dylan White needs to prove himself in January to reclaim the mandatory spot. I don't know if that's going to happen because they might still start sidestepping, but again, there's a contract, so they're going to have to honor the contract. But that's a good position because anything can happen. A fight could be scheduled, and then the number 3, and then another. Because remember, they work down the line.
Yeah.
Mandatory number 2, number 3. So that's a good ranking. So we can just keep on fighting the nobodies for a little while till he gets another shot at the WBC. So there's an argument for it being a fix. I don't want to believe that. I just want to believe that he got hit with a good shot. It was a power shot. He might have felt his power and he just said, you know what, Cha, let me just collect my money and go home. And just collect my money and bruv, done this up. Yeah, because he's like, you know what, I ain't gonna win this fight. And I think if there was acting, they should have done a better acting job than that. They should at least let it go on. That's why I don't believe it was an act. I just believe that he got caught because I've watched Ortiz live. Because when me and Anthony were supposed to be on the first Wilder against Fury Bill, he boxed a good fighter, and I said, yeah, this brother's strong. He's definitely a strong guy. He's a big guy. And I remember he knocked out my friend who used to train, a Nigerian boy used to train in Freddie Roach's gym. So Luis Ortiz can fight. There's no doubt about it. I just think that sometimes when fighters get in there, they feel the power of another fighter. They say, you know what, this is a long thing. And I know that for a fact because Anthony Young's Minnesota, he got clapped with a body shot. And he went down, and after the fight, he said, listen, mate, they ain't paying me enough to...
He bowed out.
To take this kind of punishment. I'm just taking my money and go home. So who knows? The brother could have done that as well. But I don't think it's a direct fix. I don't believe that. But
I just can't be bothered anymore and take my money. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's how I think.
He just thought, I don't care that much. I'm out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, so let's part that before it finishes. There was another heavyweight on the bill. What's his name? Sanchez.
I never watched none of them. I think I saw that. That undercard was interesting. No. But the other heavyweight, and we need to watch that guy. His name is Frank Sanchez. He's trained by Eddie Reneso, who's obviously training Garcia, Canelo. And he's in that gym. I think there was a little sparring session that they put out there with Canelo sparring with Frank Sanchez. Yeah. So he also, fought last night, and he got a decent KO. So he's another heavyweight we need to look at. He's another one we need to look at. So the heavyweight division is looking good. It's looking good. There's a lot of fighters in there, a lot of young fighters and overseas fighters that can mix everything up. One from Canada.
Yeah, there's Tony Yoko as well, the Olympian. Yeah. The French boy.
Yeah. There was a couple heavyweights on that undercard.
Yeah, and remember the boy who fought on Devon's card last night is Hakovic or whatever his name is, Hagovic. He fought. I think he was the fight before Devon. He's another heavyweight. He's the one. I think they're saying. And I just heard it. It's not my business, but I heard that he stopped Daniel Dubois in sparring. Yeah. I think it's that same brother. Yeah. How true that is, we don't know.
His surname's Hrgovic.
Hrgovic, that's it. Yeah. So he was calling out everyone last night when he won. He said, "Brother." Yeah.
Gassed.
Yeah. He was calling out everyone. He said, "Brother, before Tyson Fury, them man, I need a better test." Yeah. So he's calling Joyce, Dubois, all these guys, Derek Chisora. He said he wants that smoke with all of them. And then he's ready to go to the big boys, which is Fury and AJ. So, listen, I saw him. I wasn't that impressed. He looked all right. He didn't.
I saw them at the weigh-in, and I just thought some of the heavyweights looked a bit fat.
That seems to be the thing nowadays. Heavyweights are just fat.
The pattern is fat now, isn't it?
They're not athletes. They don't seem to be athletes. That's why people like Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, they're going to always do well. Because you know, they're taking this thing seriously, which is what you're supposed to do. But when a man like just turning up out of shape and that, it just shows your professionalism.
Yeah, I don't like it. So for me, when you turn up at the weigh-in and you just look like a mess, I don't care about your whole fight.
Yeah. It's long.
If you don't care about yourself, why am I caring?
Yeah, that's true.
That's
absolutely true.
Serious.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I thought the undercard, it was a write-off for me.
Yeah. I mean, there was nothing. I mean, that whole undercard, I just managed to catch the heavyweight because I just woke up at that time. But I never watch. I don't watch those guys. There's no really. You know, I would stay up and watch a Tank and someone like that who's bringing excitement because I like knockouts.
Yeah.
And there's not many fighters who's bringing excitement nowadays. We want KOs, you know.
KOs, mate. That's
what the fans want.
You want knockouts, but that was. So, I think we analysed quite well.
Yeah, we done the thing.
From there, then it's a remote 5 or high 9. Is it a high 9?
Yeah. Okay, so we gotta work out a consistent outro and a consistent intro because that's what YouTube picks up. You understand? They pick up. See, I'm giving away the game here online. I'm not supposed to be doing this. So we got to have a consistent. So if I do the outro, dream it, believe it, become it, and then you do your one. You might do me a black sheep or Baba. Yeah, so that's how it's gonna be. So that's gonna be our outro every week. All right, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining the beautiful Lady Shan. So it goes, what's the word? Without further ado, let me say, dream it, believe it, become it.
You a black sheep, go call your Baba.
Okay. Well, see ya. When we're gonna see you, I don't know when we're gonna see you. We'll see you in the next big fight.
You know, got a couple coming up. It's Nan. We're all right.
All right. Cool.
See you later.
Bye. Yeah. Done. Press stop.
What do I do?
Hello, just press stop recording. You're still recording.
Yeah, let me.